The control room hustling to get those interviews.
Nice phone calls
Way
there,
to
guys.
go,
Thank you.
In fact, you're going to get an Oscar nomination.
Now, newly nominated.
That's right. Coming up next, we've got new information about a common vaccine that's given to your kids. Question, is it safe?
Also, we take a look at the biggest headlines in health coming up right after this. Well, there are a lot of new studies out every day that affect your health, and here to break down all of it for us,
Dr. Rashini Raj, a Today contributor and the assistant professor of medicine at NYU Langone Medical Center, and Dr. Adam Ofer, the director of gynecology at Norwalk Hospital in Connecticut. Good morning, both of you guys.
Good morning.
All right, so first of all, we've got two new studies on the rotavirus vaccine, but before we find out, what exactly is rotavirus?
Rotavirus is kind of cool. It's an interesting virus. It looks like this round thing under the microscope. When we say it rolls around communities, unlike other viruses, it actually sticks to surfaces and lives for a while. So it kind of goes from person to person, infecting whole communities.
If you've had it, you know what it is.
With that revenge thing, right?
One of the most common causes of diarrhea in children and accounts for many hospitalizations for children and deaths worldwide.
So what do the new studies show?
So the new study off the market because of intussusception risk. This risk is much less than what we saw in the 90s. The bottom line is it is still extremely safe, and these two studies really prove that.
It should scare parents. This should empower parents really to get the vaccine. And worldwide, rotavirus kills 500,000 kids. So this shouldn't scare people. It really should just empower and spread this vaccine as much as possible.
My son was a baby. He had to go into the hospital because he got the rotavirus.
1 out of 10 kids. 1 out of 10 kids before the vaccination were hospitalized.
And then we all ended up with it. Okay, moving on. This is a really important one. Now, researchers say a blood test may actually be used to test for concussions. Is this right? This is amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting now at the hospital. This is still early. It's one study looking at athletes, but, you know, it's also been studied in Europe to show signs of brain injury and whether or not you need a CAT scan or even surgery. Hopefully this will be available in the next couple of years. And even for children, you know, when your child falls and hits their head, you're panicked. Are they going to have a concussion or not? This might actually give you an answer.
And then finally, new study says caffeine may enhance your memory. So what do you think?
We're all joking about how much coffee we sort of use that as a better resource.
But we should point out that this was done in people who don't regularly drink caffeine, which is probably the minority of people out there.
That would be you. Exactly.
You
the perfect test case.
I was going to say something else, but anyway.
Dr. Raj, Dr. Ofer, thanks so much. Coming up next, I've got all the news you need before you leave the house this morning.
That's all coming up right after this.
Taking a look at
these guys are.
We didn't even have to prime them or anything. We just sanded them lightly and then painted them with this really fabulous mint color. And then if you notice on the bottom, there's some gold. So we elevated it a little bit, made it look a little bit more fabulous. And to get that nice sharp line, on the front of that chair over there, you can just see some blue painter's tape. So
just take that off.
And you did the same thing on the table.
And we did the table, so it really feels like a cohesive set.
I love it. It makes it so modern.
Yeah, I love this. I love the way it turned out.
Well done.
So over here, I'm going to scoot in front of you guys.
Yes.
So one of the things with having a beautiful kitchen is cleaning up all that clutter.
Sure.
So this looks like a normal shelf, but it's actually a paper towel. The other thing that we wanted to do was update our knobs. So sometimes all a cabinet needs. Have fun.
I like what you did with the backsplash.
Right? Yeah, when you walk into a kitchen, you see very real, and it's so durable. You just wipe it clean. It doesn't hold on to stains. It's awesome.
And lastly, your appliances, they may be working fine, but they look a little dingy. You want to try to upgrade that look.
They do, and you don't want to spend all that money to buy a new, $1,000 fridge.
Without the expensive stainless appliances. Abby Larson, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, whether you like to we're not even a month into winter yet, but if that cabin fever is already setting in, you may be thinking about getting away on a nice, warm vacation.
Oh, yes. Well, whether you like the sand or the slopes, we got something for everyone. Courtney Scott's the senior editor of Travelocity. She's got some great deals available right now. Courtney, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I love this. A private island resort in San Diego.
It sounds good right now, doesn't it?
Amazing.
Paradise Point Resort is minutes from all of $192 a night in February. So book now through February. And that is a great discount, about 30% off.
That's
good
cool.
Valentine's Day getaway. All right, next deal. Let's head
Nature in Sedona.
And the deal there?
The deal is $128 per night. Fantastic deal. That is a last-minute deal, so book now.
Okay,
all right,
let's
book those massages too.
Let's head to Miami.
Dollars includes so much: transportation to and from the airports, VIP club passes, beach chairs, free breakfasts, you name it.
So for the month of February as well?
That's, I would go before South Beach Food and Wine, which kicks off in late February.
I don't want to, but it's actually a little cool right now in southern Florida. They're only in their 60s, but they will be warming back up.
Yeah,
good to know.
Maybe by February.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, next we've got a snowy.
Going in late February, early March.
Have you ever skied there?
I have not skied. Well, actually, Winter Park I have skied at, which is, it is fantastic skiing there, and it's not as, you know, crowded and cluttered as some of the other resorts.
All right, and then we'll finally end up in...
And I really love the Mountain Road Resort there. It's a modern but cozy style property. It actually doubles as an art gallery, too. They have a rotating collection of art all throughout the property. Private patios in your room, really lovely. And it's $172 a night.
That's amazing. Great deals.
Yeah, super ideas. Courtney Scott, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, so how many times have you checked your Facebook so far this morning? Or your text, or your email?
You're doing it right now. I know you. I can see you.
We're going to tell you why social media can actually be hurting your social life after these messages.
Thank you. Good morning, you guys. So I guess we've established that some of us are a little more addicted to our phones than others. Right? So why is that the problem, Sarah? Why are we...
The data is showing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Real Simple conducted a survey online, and with the Huffington Post, I should say. Yep. And you're lying.
I think you were concerned.
I didn't say I didn't do it. I didn't say I didn't do it.
There you go. So, and I guess a lot of people, how does social media make you feel? 19% say it makes them feel connected, 77% say overwhelmed, 7% inspired, 4% jealous.
The relationship is complicated. It's really complicated. It's good and bad, and you've got to be able to manage it.
And if you're on this, if you're
on the amount of technology, I mean, can you say, for example, to your boss, listen, I'm not going to answer emails between the hours of 7 to 9 p.m. I'm putting my kids to bed. We're having dinner.
Be in contact a lot. Have a backup plan. Say, you know what, if you really need me, I'll make sure my phone is on if you want to call, but otherwise I'm not answering emails between these hours. I want to set a limit.
I firmly agree with that. I think...
Well, I know on the weekends, I try to not look at it as much. I try to keep my phone, you know, away from me as much as possible. So is it possible to take, you know, what you call social media breaks, Randy?
I think so, definitely. I think the most important is no tech in the bedroom.
Yes.
I know people talk about, you know, the television. Don't put a TV in your bedroom. You'll never have sex. Now, the iPad is kind of the new equivalent of that, and I think that's another important, very important boundary to set with technology also.
I got to break Deborah playing Scrabble.
This is Today on NBC.